Hey there everybody, my name is Svensson and let's play something different. The game you're seeing right now is Mania for the Atari. I don't really know which version of the Atari it was. This was a game that I grew up playing a lot when I was a kid, and may probably be, in fact, be one of the few games that my dad is actually better at than I am, or at least he was better than me at the time. So as you can plainly see, this is kind of a Space Invaders kind of game. You have your basic ship and you have bullets, and when you fire the bullets they actually move around with your ship. There's another game mode where they shoot straight up and they don't move as you move, but I find the game's actually easier this way, and it's probably intended this way because this is a standard mode. So you have these enemies that basically fly across the screens. I don't know what they are, they're aliens or whatever, and your goal is to simply shoot all of them while avoiding getting hit. If you're hit by a bullet, or if you're hit by one of the enemies, you lose a life. And down at the bottom of the screen, you can see how many lives you have. And like most games from back in the day, the setup's rather simple, but the execution is everything but. This is a game that requires some serious reaction skills, and probably some really... this requires experience as well, and I have to be honest, I haven't played this game in a long time. I did a few practice runs before I came here and started recording, and I like to think that I didn't do too badly. I don't think I managed to break my record that I had back in the day. I think I managed to get 200,000 points at some point. And I'll already tell you that I'm not going to get that high up. But, yeah, it's a really fun game. And these enemies right here, those are the worst. They're the, I always call them the clothing irons. And they move so randomly that it's really annoying to hit them, especially with the bullets that they're shooting. And eventually they'll cycle around and they'll come back, and if you don't manage to kill at least one from every column, then you're going to have a problem squeezing in. Now these, I used to call these the... what were they? Butterflies, I think. That's what I call them. These are really annoying to hit because they spin around, making their hitbox much smaller, but I do a pretty good job in the first part. The first sequence of all the enemies is pretty easy. This is basically the last sequence with the meteors, and then the enemies will start repeating from before. But I go through them so fast that I haven't actually had the time to talk about them. And basically the meteors fall and then you get back to level 1. This is basically level 1 with the basic aliens that don't move much. Except now they stand still every once in a while, then they move really fast for a split second, then they move at their normal speed, and then they stand still. It's actually hard to hit them when they're standing still because then you have to really watch out for the bullets that they shoot. And right now it starts getting hairy. At this point, usually I would lose all my lives, and I can already tell you that right here, I'll lose 3 lives in a row pretty quickly, and that's probably going to screw me over in the long run. Because you get 1 new life every 10,000 points that you get. You cannot have more than 6 lives. And sometimes it's a little hard to actually gain that extra ship. If you shoot all the enemies on time, then you can get about 10,000 points every 2 stages, so... you can only lose 1 life every other cycle if you really want to get some decent high scores. Now at the bottom you'll see that yellow energy bar. It also works as a time bar, I suppose. And if that reaches 0, then basically you're dead. So you want to avoid that happening. And you also get points for every bit of energy that you'll have left over after you kill all the enemies. So you'll want to kill them as fast as possible because, as you can see, the points really rack up. And it is possible to sustain yourself for quite a while. Then you get these things, and these always screw me over. As a kid, this is where I would panic. Like, if you just look at the way the frickin' speed at which they move, it's hard to dodge. I mean, I'm post-commentating this, and I'm still having a hard time simply because I'm concentrating on what I'm seeing on screen. I tried doing some live commentary, and I did actually record myself while I was playing this, but my commentary was so bad. Basically, I was just yelling shit and fuck all over the place. And this is where it starts getting pretty hairy, with these stupid swirling diamonds, or whatever they are. When they start getting close, it's really hard to avoid the bullets, so I try to not move too much, because what would happen when I was a kid was I would move around so much that I would accidentally move into the bullets. Now you get the second round of clothing irons. I don't think they're any different from the first cycle, except maybe that they move faster. I mean, all the other enemies, they move faster and then stand still or do something different. I think these are pretty much the same. So after these, we get to the next batch of butterflies. And even though they move much faster than the diamonds and they spin, I generally don't find them as hard because they move up and down so quickly that it's relatively easy to just wait until they're high up when you have more time to dodge the bullets and then shoot them. But as you can see, I take more time to shoot them now, and I miss way more often than I did in the beginning when they're slow and easy. I also think they start shooting more as they progress. Now, these meteors, they're really annoying. They go from left to right, and this is basically where I lose all track of what I'm doing. I think I lose another 3 lives here. I don't remember exactly. I mean, they come from both left and right, and it's just really, really hard to time. In fact, I think I might lose even more than 3 lives. I've already lost 2. Yeah, that's 3. So basically, if you lose too many lives in one stage, it's all over. So actually, this is where I probably screwed myself over out of getting a decent amount of points. The maximum amount of points that you can get in this game is 999,999. That's where the game caps. It didn't have enough memory to actually go up to the 1 million mark. And my dad actually managed to get that kind of score. He actually managed to cap out the game. And I never got even close to his level. Though I think when he did it, he played this game for, like, the whole night. He kept playing it for several hours straight. And it was just insane. My parents would do that. And this is basically, these things start moving really fast. And from the previous time around, I think they're more randomly spaced out, I think. They're not quite as close and neatly together as they were before. And at this point, I'm not even sure what I'm doing anymore. I'm just trying to survive, trying to take it easy. Although, if you lose 1 or 2 lives, that one sucked. I should not have lost a life there. That was just really, really sloppy playing. Just with 1 left, my god. Now, when you play this game, you usually start getting into a pattern where you can shoot the enemies all in a row. I almost got hit again there. Damn, that was close. But because they stop and move erratically, it's harder and harder to actually get them. And the bullets that they shoot, you have to be really careful. And that's too fast. Is this where I die? No, it's not where I die. I can see the timer is still going. This is simply, as a kid, I had no idea what this was. I could not figure this out. This was too fast. I think I managed to scrape by with a lucky string of shots there, dying 3 times again. And those sequences are the hardest, with the stupid interchanging swirly things. I don't even know what these are. Like, they're not even geometrical figures. I know they're supposed to represent, like, aliens and stuff, but I can't make heads or tails of them. They're just 2 weird purple flying things that shoot blue rays of death, and I think yeah, I was so happy when I managed to scrape by, but I didn't get a ship, so now I have to shoot these stupid twisting diamonds and hope that I get enough points in order to get an extra ship, because at this point I'm really, really hurting, because I knew at this point that I did make it farther in the past, and I think, yeah, extra ship, and I'm so happy right now. I'm so fucking happy, because at least now I can go on. I think, so this is like the 3rd cycle, I guess? Or was this the 2nd cycle? No, this is the 3rd cycle. So the 3rd cycle of clothing irons, whatever they are. I think my parents used to say that these were the hardest. I don't quite agree. I can see why they would be annoying. More annoying. Say here I have to wait, because I missed my opportunity to shoot them, and if for some reason you miss so many in a row that most of them are still alive, you better hope that you have taken out at least 1 from every column. Otherwise, you'll be hurting. Whew. Yeah, the stupid spinning butterflies again. These are really annoying. I think I actually die on these in the next cycle. I'm not sure which I die against. I'm actually running out of commentary here. I mean, I guess there's not much to say. I mean, it's basically your basic Atari shooter type game that requires a lot of hand-eye coordination, a lot of practice, and some luck as well, I would say. Let's see, now it's meteor time, I think. Oh yeah, meteors. These are actually easier than the previous cycle, because there's only like 1 meteor on every row. There's way too much space between them. And yet, I still die against one of them. But the previous cycle was harder in my opinion. These are way easier to avoid. Of course, it's a shame that I only got this far because now I can't... Now I'm not sure what the next cycle is because I know that I don't make it to the next one. And they change color, those aliens, but I don't think they're functionally any different. They shoot more bullets every round. That's one thing that I noticed. But their movement patterns right now, I think they stay the same throughout the entire game. At least from what I can gather. And you get these again. And these move around really, really weird. I mean, the way that they change directions, I think it takes much longer than the previous cycle, and so I got confused because I keep anticipating a change of direction when it's not actually coming. Ending up with me screwing up, and here I'm again hurting for lives. I really, really, really want to make it to the next one. I'm not sure if I make it, though. Looking at the timer, I think I make it past one or two more cycles, or one or two more stages. I find it hard to speak even as I'm just watching this. It's just... It takes so much concentration playing, but it's fun. I used to play this game for hours, and at some point I'd get sick of it and I'd put it away, and then maybe a few days later, sometimes the next day, I would try again to break my high score. And I do believe that this is the highest that I've ever gotten. Yeah, I never made it past these, I think. I mean, I get lucky just dodging them here. I mean, how... I played this as a 6-year-old kid before I became used to the Super Nintendo, and I actually got this far. How does a 6-year-old get this far? I don't know. I mean, I can get to this part in Mega Mania, yet I'm having trouble with the most basic platform games on the Super Nintendo, like Donkey Kong Country 2 and Yoshi's Island, both of which I've been trying to practice with. I keep failing at those, yet I'm doing pretty well at this. I really don't know what the hell I'm doing here, but... Well, actually managed to make it past these, and then I guess... Yeah, these diamonds, this is where I die. These are really annoying. I always get, like, a massive heart attack every time I'm going up against these because they're so freaking hard to avoid, and I get killed by a bullet right there. Well, so there you have it. That's Mega Mania for you. I'm probably going to have another game up soon in the future because I want to record more. I don't quite know what yet, but there'll be more up in the future. So thanks everybody for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. I know I did. And I'll see you next time around.